All right, welcome in. Here we are. We are feeling Gaia. Right now, she is rumbling. And we have this feeling that something is about to burst. You know? Something is about to change, shift in your reality right now. This is what is happening because when the atmosphere is like this is how it is to be embodied. You can read things that are in the atmosphere. This is what indigenous people knew. They were fluent in this connection. And now even them, they are a little bit lost. Listen. They're a little bit lost. They're operating their phones disconnected. You know, it's more of a money thing now. In truth, we have to look at truth. What's actually happening so that we're not you have to see the problem in truth in order for there to be a solution. Otherwise, it's just a cover-up or waste of time. You see? And many beings are building structures not having this basic knowledge of human energy. This is something that every human being have the right to receive when they're growing up. It is the most fundamental of how it is to be a human. Yeah. It's interesting. And it is the most fundamental way that we have found to operate the human in a way that is really truly incorporating energetic truth into the whole mix, because that's the sense that's been manipulated with the most in the society. Manipulating with anyone. Like here the other day, we were in a place that we used to shop a lot before, and we liked some of their products, and then we knew that this was the owner, and it was just him and I. And you know, people show who they are in their actions. I had just finished paying, and then, do you have a bag? And he said that there's a price for that. That's 5p or 50p or wherever the thing is. I don't remember now. But regardless, I'm like, I'm not gonna pull my card for like a 5p. Like it doesn't make sense. Let's save again. There we go. At least we have a little bit more light. It is what it is. And so we I'm not sure why we're telling this story, but it's coming through. And so he said with a fake smile, "Oh, I'm so sorry," type of thing. Really fake. It's like feeling the body, it's despicable. That's what the body feels, in truth. It's like, Wow. That's how you want to treat me. Okay. We were a little bit, we didn't say anything. We didn't play into the politeness too. We made it clear in energy at the very least that we didn't like that. And that, confirmation. And that is where we were at. Now in hindsight, we were like, fuck, we should have said this. You know, this is really common. And what we should have said was, just because you say you're sorry and put on a fake smile doesn't mean that you're a nice person. You know, because that's what he was pretending. He was pretending to be a nice person, but he wasn't. And it shows in those things. This is how it shows who will sort of thrive in the coming years. You know, it's the beings that there is something to giving back, the energy of giving. Because unless you're giving, you're not going to get. And if you're constantly being sort of stingy with the energy and not opening with people truly, you want to keep it on the superficial level, it's not going to last in the you know, eventually. Everyone is waking up to the truth. There is no stopping this. Everyone will know everything. And that's a beautiful thing. But that also means that we have to build new structures. There's a lot we have to do. And we are the only one that can do it. Because there is no other beings that is going to do it. It has to be us. But of course, the first thing that needs to happen is for the body, for you to comprehend how the body operates. That's so important. That's like, it's like first grade, really, in truly being a fully embodied human here. And there are so many that are going around disembodied. And they have a different mind or different thoughts. They're letting other people, other thoughts, other ideas living in their brain rent-free. But then the body is having a different experience. But if you're not aware of that connection, if you haven't practiced it, you can get out of that really fast and go into some weird story about what reality is. And that's what we have to be very careful about. These stories that we tell ourselves, you know, it has to be in balance, and we have to have certain fundamentals set so that we are keeping centered. You're all part of this ascension. This is how we keep our center properly. And we have to, I'm saying have to, we have to have the fundamentals in order before we can actually step into any new earth, you know? Like we have to have the fundamentals in order. Okay, how are we going to treat each other? Yeah, let's create it, but how are we going to treat each other? What is a healthy human, you know? What does a healthy human look like, sound like, act like, talk like, feel like? What does health feel like? So many beings have been so mistreated that they're still going around traumatized, not aware of it, just not fully operating their humanness in the way that they could just have such a much better experience here. And that's really why we're doing this. What do you think ascension is? It is deepening into the body, deepening into healing, deepening into trust of this natural flow. This natural flow. And so there needs to be a connection between the intellect and the body. That also means the intellect with other bodies to actually open, not just take advantage of. You see? It's those things. And they're subtle. But those are beings that have not learned. Those are beings that are in the dualistic perspective still, roaming around in their fear-based thoughts or whatever story that they got playing around in their mind. Even if it's a sensible story, unless it's completely in alignment with your truth, it's not really worth your time and your energy, truly. But we know that it takes some time to maneuver out from all of this. We know that that is something that takes a little bit of time. There's some mosquitoes here. Alright. You see? The body. Mosquitoes. Right? It doesn't want to be bitten. In truth. Like, we didn't give permission for this. It's important that we have clarity on power. It's your responsibility where you place your power. If you listen to the information of other beings above your own, let's just say it's just not very smart, because you're not actually so connected to Gaia as you might think that. You know? Because Gaia speaks, you can feel it. You can feel your body gravitating towards another being, you know? And if that happens, you have to listen to the body. You have to be honest with yourself about what the body's experience is. What is it? What's happening in the body? Like, because this light business, it can trigger all kinds of sensations. It can trigger arousal. It can trigger just acute interest, fascination, projections. It can be so many different things when you embody more light naturally through your system. And that's what we're working on. We are working on anchoring more light in through our system. And it's the only way. It's what we've seen. It's the only way to truly get the right footing here. Because there is a balance, and you have to find it. Because if you're unbalanced like this, it's very clear. And that's an imbalance in each individual. And so if someone has an imbalance and you can feel that, then it's sort of like, okay, they don't know what they think they are, but they need some correction here, you know? This is the perspective shifts that we're doing every single day. Because it is how we land our light here. We anchor it through the body, and it's this in these very normal feelings, but it's more light is whatever needs to move. Sometimes it can come in anger, something that needs to be looked at. It's important to be open enough and sensitive enough and honest enough of what it really is. Not that you are trying to project onto the body what is supposed to be. This is something that we have to hear so many times. We can't hear this enough because people do it. And what do we do as a big brother when we see someone that is operating their human incorrectly? It's like we are a cockpit trainer and we see someone is not fully in their body. Of course, we're going to try and help if they're open to that. But if they're not open and they don't see or recognize, then it's like people have to be able to be allowed to be in the dualistic perspective. That's okay. You know, everyone is being awakened at the right time for each individual. But some beings are ready and they are looking for this information. And if that's you, sign up below, because we are shifting in consciousness every single day here. We are shifting in consciousness every single day, so that we get back into alignment the way that our ancestors were, but with much more comprehension, right? And then we are here to integrate all of it, so that we are taking all of this technology and all of the gifts that all of this can gift humanity, and placing it correctly so that we can live our life here the way that we're meant to. Because we're meant to live quality lives here. And we can live quality lives here that have much deeper richness through the body. And those are things that we have felt, and we are continuing to be surprised of how many different feelings that we can feel through this body. Meeting different beings, we are very surprised, actually. And that just shows us how much in survival our body has been. You know, we have been in so much shit when Jesus and this whole team came through and all of this channeling started. And yeah, it's been quite a ride. And this is what they do. They course correct us. Every time we make a little mistake or something, we always look at that and go, yeah, I recognize that I did that. That wasn't completely an energetic truth, because we have our own internal guides. These are the beings that we have to uphold to. And so we're gonna get it every single time. Every single time. Sometimes it goes through these rounds before it comes up again, and then we're shown, and then it's like, okay, I need to course correct this. You see? This is how it works. But for that, you have to learn to read the body and know about these cycles. And we are going through all of that. And it takes a while to get into. It's not something that is comprehended right away. You know? Ascension is getting the perspective correct in accordance with energetic truth, which is what will get you aligned with you, which is the knower with the feeler, which is the intellect with the body. Most beings have a lot of cleaning up to do. At the very least, start, because this is the alignment that you as a soul is on here with your body. Unless you are fully channeling your mission the way that we are doing here, you're not fully aligned yet. But of course, once you start to open those channels and those pathways, we know that many of you are starting to open those channels and those pathways. Well done. Yeah? You know, it's wonderful when you open up those pathways, because more energy flows through. Have a practice. Either record for yourself, write them down, and start to see what comes up and see what comes up over time. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a screenplay, maybe it's an idea for a course, maybe it's an idea for something that will inspire the world in a different way. You know your story, you know your qualities. Don't copy us. Allow your own authentic voice to come out. You see? Don't mimic our, that doesn't work. It's not the same as you finding your own. That's what we want to say. But we appreciate being a source of inspiration. So we are so grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here. We're sending you so much love. And know that we are all finding our way, regardless of what you are working on at this stage. We know what we are working on, right? We're not looking for someone else to tell us what we need to do, We are taking directions directly from Jesus and the Ascended Masters. And that is what we are following. And so, unless you have that connection already, well established, we would highly encourage you to follow us and to do what we prescribe, so that you get in touch with your own stream of higher intelligence, regardless of what type of deity you follow, regardless of what religion you follow. We are using Jesus. That is our consciousness. That will be infused in everything here. But Jesus is also connected to all of these other deities that are pure. We are here to teach you about human energy and how you can work with beings that are here to assist you, so that you get a hang of how you can work with them, with your team of light, in conjunction with Gaia every single day. Knowing exactly what the next step is, knowing exactly what the next move is in order for you to step up on the spiritual ladder of ascension. It is a real thing. If you think it's all bogus, you have a reality check. Because we have experienced it multiple times. We are downloading this for you. So, if you want, you are welcome. We love you, and we are sending you so many blessings, and we are exciting for how your energy aligned with this energy all together creates a vortex. And that vortex is something that we want to grow, so that we are growing this consciousness. If you want to support us growing in consciousness, sign up below and sign up for the Heya Live events. We're gonna do some magic together. All right. We welcome you, and we'll talk to you again in the next one. Ciao.